YouTube, this is 919 coming with you with another deck profile. Today, this is Evil God Bishop Gastille. If you guys don't know Gastille, you're gonna know him today. So Gastille back in the G era was a apostle of the evil god. Don't remember his name. It's been so long. Evil God Dize. There it is. Evil God Dize. So that is the reason why he does not have protect as a imaginary gift, because in lore he does not work or praise Messiah, so he didn't gain Messiah's blessing to gain a gift. That's the lore reason why. The reason why I believe in gameplay, reason why he doesn't have a protect mark, because he'd be a little too broken to gain all that power and also all that defense. So enough rambling at the beginning. So the reason why we're doing this deck today is because this is a very good contender for a high meta deck, but it is considered budget because it came out of clan selection. So it's not really worth that much, last time I checked. So let's get right into it. We play 4 copies of Evil God Bishop Gastille, which effects go in the following: Vanguard circle only. Counterblast 1 and draw 1 card and apply all the effects for every 5 cards you have in your soul. If you only apply one of the effects for every 5 cards you have in your soul. So if you have 20 or more cards in your soul, you get all 4 effects. Effect number 1: all units in your front row gain 1 critical. Effect number 2: your opponent's Vanguard power is reduced or decreased to 1. Not 1,000, just 1. Effect number 3: all of your opponent's auto effects do not activate for the duration of this turn. Meaning the perfect guards, which are auto effects, do not work. Effect number 4: your opponent chooses 1 card from his or her hand and puts it face down under damage. So if your opponent is at 5 damage, they can literally you can literally force your opponent to kill themselves. So that's the reason why this deck is so good right now in the meta, is that once you hit that 20 card threshold in your soul, you can literally end the game right there before you even attack. Can you believe it? So to help us get there, we play 4 copies of Demonic Deep Phantasm Emperor Brufus. Now, I know what you may be thinking. Brufus is a VR, but because of recent things, especially with No Life King, Brufus went down to being $1 last time I checked. So again, he's budget. Brufus' skill is Act. Counterblast 1. Choose up to any cards from your deck, up to 3 of them, and put 2 of them into your soul and put the remaining cards into your hand. But you can only do this if there is at least 1 copy of that card already in your soul. If you do not have any copies of the cards that you chose from your deck, the effect fizzles out. So remember that. Then auto effect: when this unit attacks, if you have 2 grade 3s or more in your soul, choose one of your or your opponent's rear guards, retire them, and you gain all of their current power and critical. So for example, if your opponent is using Force 2 and Force 2 changes the unit's critical to 2, you gain 2 critical and whatever its current power. So most Force units have plus 10k, you're going to gain plus 10k. So just remember that. Or you can play a strategy where you bump up one of your own units and then retire it and gain all of its power. But the main focus of this card is that it allows you to soul charge cards. So you would sit on Brufus until you get to a certain amount of cards, then go into Gastille for game. Now, we play 10 grade 3s in this deck. The last grade 3 player, 2 copies, Hope on Dump. Never thought the day I would put this card in one of my DI decks. But because of what Gastille can do, this deck gets crazy. Hope on Dump says Vanguard or Rearguard. In one place, if your soul has 20 or more cards, your opponent, whenever they are going to guard, must guard with units with a original shield value of 20, which means your opponent can only use heal triggers to guard. If your opponent has no heal triggers, they are not allowed to guard any of your attacks. So could you imagine going on a full power Gastille turn and slapping this down? Your opponent cannot guard a single attack and are taking at least 6 crits to the face, 2 for each one of your attacks. I've killed many people using this strategy, and it's fun to see what they look like when you slap hope on dump, because literally you're dumping on their hope. So now we're going to go into the grade 2s. We play 4 copies of the new grade 2 Poise Sonic Adapter. So Poise Sonic works similar to another grade 2 that we have in this deck that you're going to see very soon, but a little bit different. I would consider him being a mini Brufus. So Poise says on Vanguard or Rearguard, counterblast 1, discard 1 card, choose up to any grade 2 or less card in your deck, up to 3, soul charge 2, and call the last. So just like a Brufus brings 1 back to your hand, he forces you to superior call that unit. So, but keep in mind, if you're only able to find 2 or less, they go into the soul, and you do not superior call anything. In my opinion, this card works very well with a grade 1 that I also play in this deck, and I will show you why once we get to it. Now the other grade 2 we play 4 copies of Emblem Master. So you guys should know what Emblem Master does by now. Vanguard, Rearguard. If you have 10 or more cards in your soul, he gets +5 attack, +5 shield. Sorry, Rearguard or Guardian Star, he gets +5 attack and +5 shield, being a 10k guard. Then on Vanguard or Rearguard, counterblast 1. Choose one of your units on your board and soul charge up to 3 copies of that card from your deck or your drop zone. If you choose from your deck, shuffle your deck. So another good way to get another +3 into your soul. This card also ties into what I was saying about Poise Sonic, pairing up with another grade 1 that we got from the clan selection, which works very well. And we'll go into that also in a minute. So the last grade 2 we play is a beater, which is Metallic Wing Curse Princess Rofadia. If I didn't pronounce that right. Rofadia has a very simple Vanguard Rearguard Seal constant on both players' turn. This unit gains +1k for every card in your soul. So meaning if you have +20 cards in your soul, she's getting +20. This ties into Gastille as well, because it gives the front row plus a crit. Gastille doesn't give any power. So your rearguards need to supply their own power, but Gastille will supply them the crit.